show. Another business spotlight takes us on location to Jack in the Box in Temecula, but not just any Jack in the Box. It is a Jack in the Box that is owned and operated by Mr. David Beshay and Beshay Enterprises. And he's our featured guest today. David Beshay, welcome. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for letting us come on by and chat with you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Let's talk to you a little bit today about Beshay Enterprises. You are in the city of Murrieta where you're building a brand new complex, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that in a while. But first of all, let's talk about what you do. You're in the restaurant business, and we were speaking with your operations manager, vice president, Lucy, a short time ago. She said about 200 locations. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, we own about 200 Jack in the Box restaurants throughout the country, and several Denny's locations and corner bakery cafes.
Now let's stop right there for a second. What made you select these particular brands? Because many people are familiar with at least 2 out of 3. Corner bakery is a little bit newer, not quite as many locations, but why did you pick those 3 brands?
So I've been with Jack in the Box for 25 years. Started out as a restaurant manager and continued to work my way up the ladder until my last position with the company as a regional franchise director. I was in charge of Southern California, several restaurants, and I really loved this brand. I loved what it stands for, loved the quality of products that it represents, and the people that I worked with. So I started franchising back in 2006, started out with 5 restaurants, and now I own and operate about 180 Jack in the Box restaurants throughout the country.
Working as a franchise business owner as opposed to owning your own private, independent, privately held business, what's the big advantage for going into a franchise-related business?
So obviously when you're looking for a franchise, you're looking for a profitable franchise. But in my case, I want a franchise that I am also proud of, something that I am able to pass on to my children and grandchildren. So as far as Jack in the Box concerned, of course, I've been in the brand for a long time, so I know the procedures, I know the people, I know the location, I know what makes a Jack in the Box successful. But it's also because how profitable the brand is, how you're able to grow the brand, how you're able to open opportunities for people to grow within the brand. So it is something that you really need to work at as far as selecting the brand that you franchise. Many people just want to own their own business, they want a franchise, so they buy into any franchise. You have to really work very hard and do due diligence as far as what brand you're going to be associated with. In this case, Jack in the Box.
Now, I know Murrieta because I live in the Inland Empire. I live in inland Southern California. You're in the city of Murrieta. That's the home base for you. Let's talk about why that is. I mean, Murrieta is it's kind of a sleepy bedroom kind of a town. It's very comfortable. It's a beautiful place. But why have your corporate center there? Why was that important for you to set up in Murrieta?
I love Murrieta. I've been here since 2000. I moved my family out here from Brea. I love the school system. I love the neighbors, the environment here in Murrieta. It's a very friendly city. But for me to locate my headquarters here, the fact that I am able to access high quality employees, highly educated employees, also the cost of living is very reasonable here in Murrieta, so I am able to develop a headquarters at a reasonable cost. So all of the indicators really say that Murrieta is a wonderful place to do business. It's a wonderful place to acquire employees, wonderful environment to acquire talent, and really continue to grow in a growing city like Murrieta and Temecula.
And of course, Murrieta is just a short drive from where we are up the 15 freeway. We're in Jack in the Box, located here in Temecula, near Old Town, near the Old Town area. Beautiful facility, and so you've done a great job with this place. The city of Murrieta, as far as being one that is welcoming of business, what were they able to do for you in helping you get set up there?
The city of Murrieta has been very welcoming. From the time that we applied for the application to the time that they help us to build restaurants, and right now through the process of building my headquarters. Very welcoming cities. I do business throughout the country in 8 different states. I deal with different municipalities and cities, And some cities are really difficult to deal with as far as the processes and systems and delays and fees. Murrieta is a city that welcomes opportunities, welcome growth, welcome businesses. I chose the city of Murrieta to build my headquarters primarily because of the reasons I told you earlier, but it's also because a city that I know the people there. They can move the process along, and they're very, very pro-business and pro-growth.
Let's talk a little bit about your new building that you have coming up. I know that's something you're really excited about and you're very proud of. We're still a little bit, a few months away from that as we're filming this interview right now. Talk to us about that building and why you're looking forward to it.
So we're building a 20,000 square feet office building to be our headquarters here in Murrieta. And it's going to be a beautiful facility. It's going to house all of our employees. It's going to basically run all of the enterprises throughout the 8 states that we do business. And it's going to be a wonderful facility yards away from City Hall, as a matter of fact, in Murrieta.
Last question. If you are kind of on an elevator and you're going up to the 50th floor of a high-rise and maybe you're visiting New York City, Chicago, wherever you might be, and you've got just that amount of time to talk to somebody who is interested in working out west, Southern California, what would you tell them? I mean, as far as where you would recommend that they do business, anything at all that you could give, any kind of parting wisdom, elevator speech, your takes, final takes.
Absolutely. Look, when you look at the landscape in the United States and where people are doing business, and when you look at California in particular, South Riverside County is really the last spot in California where you can still acquire land at a very reasonable price. You're still able to have access to great people, great talent. We're an hour away from Los Angeles, 45 minutes away from San Diego, 30 minutes away from Riverside. It is a wonderful place to really do business that still has the ability to acquire land at a reasonable price. It's really the last spot in California where land is still available, right? So if I could give an advice to any business out there that is looking to grow in the western part of the United States, Murrieta, Temecula, the South Riverside County in particular, but Murrieta really is a wonderful place to do business.
And David Beshay, CEO and founder of Beshay Enterprises, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
returns.